All right, YouTube, welcome to the Struggling Day Trader channel. I am your host, Resident Day Trader, and your brother in the struggle. The name is Hassan, and I'm here to go over my trades for the day. Well, you know, I've been saying for a while that I was going to develop a morning routine to kind of get my mind right, like maybe some mantras over my rules and kind of help get me in the right mindset. Because sometimes I'm in too free of a spirit when I sit down, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know, like I lose that killer, that really focused mindset of I'm only going to trade the best things, and I start getting kind of willy nilly about things. I think I'm gonna work on that today for sure. I probably said this before, but I really got to get a morning routine that's very solid, just so I can start the day every time with the same mindset, if possible. Anyway, let's get to my first trade on Cake. Let me pop up my little notepad here. Alright, there we go. Okay, so with Cake, the big deal about Cake for me was the daily chart. Cake had really good earnings, right? And we popped up this day. I made some good money on this day. Made 4R on this day. And then it pulled back, which is kind of normal on an earnings day. And then, sometimes it takes a couple days to settle and then, make the actual move up. And so that was this day, which actually still was a really good day to trade it. But I just wasn't even looking at it that day. It threw a perfect setup too. I just wasn't even on my radar. But today, I noticed we were sitting right at, the highs of this trading action. And I really liked it over 38. So this morning, it was trading, all day it's traded almost no volume. Like, look at this, no volume at all in comparison to yesterday. I mean, the last day. Like, this is, I guess if you zoom in, you kind of see a little bit of volume, but this is really no volume. What is this? 16,000 on the opening candle. Like, when I entered, it was like 15,000 shares, 50,000 shares traded. That's nothing. That's not going to really hold up a position. But anyway, I liked it over 38. So I like this, strong green candle at the open, and then this candle here holding VWAP. And so I got in here over 38, 38.11, and put my stop under this candle. Not a terrible entry at all. But it just didn't have enough volume, and it just takes, a random sell order to drop you down when there's no volume holding it up, So that's what happened. I got stopped out, and then it went back over 38. I almost got back in, but it felt like I was a lot of times when I get stopped out, I'll jump right back in like haphazardly, and I didn't want to do that. So I sat on my hands, didn't jump back in. And I got to watch it go up all the way to my target at $39. So that sucked. I don't know, man. It felt like a good play. It just didn't work out. It just wasn't enough volume. I can't really be mad at that play. Maybe I could have been more patient, and caught it after it pulled back and broke over 38. But it be like that sometimes. Just didn't work out. I'm not really mad at that. I think on a higher volume trader, I think I would have been okay. Who knows? But I was right about the idea. My timing was just bad, and I got stopped out. But yeah, that would have been a really awesome trade to be in today. Now the ARM trade, I do feel a type of way about my entry on that. So ARM was looking really strong to the market. Had a really nice setup on the daily. It just broke over the 50 EMA on the daily chart. and it was chilling at 110, around 110, which is a nice whole dollar mark, right? Opened up here at around 114, pulled back to VWAP, did this little thing, and then came up, made a higher high. That's like my favorite setup. I've really been enjoying that setup lately. And this is the candle that I really wanted to trigger into on the top of over the break over the high of this candle here. But when it didn't happen, one second. When it didn't happen, when I couldn't trigger in here on this candle, I just kept watching it. And when it did this, I was like, okay, it's done. I'm not getting into it. But then with this green candle here, I was like, wait a minute, maybe it is okay. But this is not. I don't like tweezer setups. Like I've actually had this written down before. I'm surprised it's not in here. But this is not the type of setup that I like to play. I've had it fail on me quite a few times, and it just doesn't give you a good risk to reward ratio because it's such a wide range that you gotta put your stop way down here, and now you're trying to get double this for 2R. It's a bad setup. So because of that, I got in over the break of that candle and just put my stop right under VWAP. And it looked great for a second, and it came right back down and stopped me out. This turned out to be a very good short setup right here. And yeah, so this was just, once it didn't trigger, this would have been a great entry right here if this candle did not break below VWAP and made a new high. That would have been a perfect entry. I would have had no problem with that type of play. But for me to allow it to dive this deep into VWAP and then buy a tweezer setup, that was just bad play. No setup. Bought tweezer pattern that you said you don't like to trade. Yeah, so I just threw that trade away. And not only that, but I lost 36.88 on that. That's a lot more than 25. So that really ate up my day. Every single one of these trades was over 1R loss. Cake from slippage. I guess ARM. I think ARM I actually lowered my stop because it was way tight. I got slipped up on the entry, and so I moved my stop down to put it where I wanted it to go before I got slipped up, which really increased my risk on that stock. So that was a bad play. When the market doesn't give me exactly what I want, that means it's not the right setup, and I just got to be able to walk away from that. I really felt like I had to trade this morning, I mean, I always feel like that, but honestly, I didn't see anything today that really fit my setup, like that really qualified for a good entry. I didn't see it. So other than the play on Cake, which I think was a good play over 38, other than that, I shouldn't have taken any of these trades. INCY. So this was a rule that I'm really upset that I broke because I'm really trying to be solid on this new rule, which is never buy after a lower high. And it doesn't feel like a lower high because it's just a little peekaboo top and tail, but it's a lower high. Anytime you're in a downtrend and a candle trades higher than the previous candle, that counts as a lower high. So because this candle broke higher than that candle, it made a high which is lower than this high, a lower high. I saw it and I was just like, it's not really that significant. But it turned out to be very significant. It was like basically the confirmation of the downtrend, and I ignored it. INCY. Never buy after a lower high. It's okay. It takes once I've committed to a rule, it still takes a little while. Um, I hope today was a good confirmation that even a little peekaboo is significant enough to just not take it. To just not take it. It's a disqualifier, and the disqualifiers are there to save you from bad trades. And I didn't accept the fact I didn't accept the red flag. I overlooked it and got in anyway. And that was the last trade of my day. And not only that, but I also lost more than 1R on that too. So when really I wanted to, I considered it my last trade because I didn't want to lose more than 75, more than 3R. I ended up losing 4R anyway on 3 trades. So that was poor risk management and just not a good day of focus, not a good day of discernment and minding my strategy. The one thing that I'm here to do. I'm here to trade my strategy. I'm not here to just take trades. I was really like looking like, okay, what's gonna be my last trade? Like after I stopped out twice, and I was like, okay, I got one more. I really should have been done because I was already almost at 70. I think I was like $62. Should have just been done. It should have been done. Um, Actually, I was at like $68. Yeah, should have been it. Too close to 3R. There was nothing else. I was just like, okay, I got one more trade. I got to trade something. So let me find the best looking thing. And this is the best thing I could find. Yeah, got to change that mindset. So I really got to, I'm going to try to get like a little mantra or some kind of thing to read every morning to just kind of get my mind focused on why I'm here, what I'm here to do. I'm not here to trade. I'm here to trade. But I'm here to trade my system, my setup. And there's always a likelihood that it won't appear. It won't show itself. So I need to be ready for that. And I need to sit on hands unless there's an absolute high probability reason to take a trade. Yeah. So live to trade another day, another drop into the bucket of tuition. Never buy after a lower high, and no tweezer setups. We got our setup. We know what we're looking for. It didn't show up, so don't trade it. Yeah. Anyway, appreciate you guys watching. Hit that like button for me. Hit the subscribe if you haven't. I trade live every morning. The good, the bad, and the ugly. You know, I have days like this, and then I have some really good days sometimes too. So I'm trying to close the gap between the bad days and the good days. I'm trying to keep my bad days not only few but small. So today was a lot bigger loss than I really wanted. That's one thing I have control over is how much I lose. You know, so I got to tighten that up, and I really just need to keep myself out of the trades that aren't perfect, that aren't A+. You know. So anyway. That's all I got for today. Discord link is in the description if you guys want to come hang out with us in the Discord. Man, Nvidia is on its way up to 908. I was looking at that on my way out, but yeah, it's a cool time in the Discord. You know, just trading ideas and charts and struggles. Other than that, I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning. Peace.